Alrighty, welcome. So in this video we'll go over yesterday's Virgin Wick Theory setups. Pretty slow day, I must say. Personally, I had one trade, one win, so I'm very happy with that. If it's a slow day and I can just manage to get one win, that is an absolute win in my books. So we'll go over the setups, but here's a real quick summary of what we're trading. So Virgin Wick Theory, we're waiting for 1 hour Virgin Wicks to get closed through, which is any untouched wick. So this one, for example, gets closed through by this bullish hourly candle, which then creates a point of interest from that Virgin Wick level. Then we drop down to the 1 minute time frame, wait for price to trade below the POI into some higher time frame FVGs, followed by a change in state of delivery back to the upside, or an IFVG back to the upside. If that is confusing, do not worry. We have a million examples. Actually, not that many today, but you will still see. But yeah, gold was really quiet. So if you look at New York, we had some POIs, but none of these POIs ever got engaged. Very quiet New York. Even London, we had these bearish POIs, but they never got engaged. So even in Asia, look at this. So many bullish POIs just did not get touched. So yeah, absolutely fuck all on gold. Okay, so let's go over this win I had on Asia yesterday. I think a bunch of people in the Discord caught it as well. So tap into the Discord if you have not already. Okay. So let's turn everything off just so it's cleaner. Actually, I might even just raw dog this one because some people have been getting confused about if they should take holy shit, like bullish setups or bearish setups. Okay. So when was the trade? Okay, it was a 10 p.m. trade. So 9 p.m. candle closes bullishly through this wick and this wick, creating your bullish points of interest because our Chad candle was bullish. Then from 10 p.m. we can go to the 1 minute time frame and wait for the POIs to get engaged. First one has been engaged. Second one gets engaged as well. Then let's see if the second criteria of our entry model has been met, which is higher time frame FVGs aligned with the direction of the trade. Yes. So we have bullish points of interest along with bullish FVGs. So therefore we are looking for a bullish setup. So we are looking for either an inverse fair value gap or a change in the state of delivery. Okay. So I'm just going to hide the FVG so it's cleaner. So in order for us to get a SysD, a change in state of delivery, we would have to close through this line. Because, so look at the lowest swing lows, which is this one. And what is the one that got swept before that? It is this one. So this is the last swing low that got swept. Swing low defined by a 3 candle pattern where the middle wick is lower than the wicks next to it. And it gets swept by this leg. Therefore, we want to look at the lowest bearish candle in this leg, which is this one. But since there are consecutive candles, you want to look at the consecutive candles. So the highest one and the opening price of it. So there is your SysD level. So I was watching this one, many people watching this one. And then bang, it was like around here. Yeah, it was a bit funky because this candle actually opened here and closed here. And this candle did not close above the SysD. So I actually marketed in around this candle. So something like this. Stop at the lows. Targeting 2R. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta mark it in. It takes a bit of subjectivity, intuition, whatever you want to call it, discretion. Because this one, if you waited for an actual close, which is here, above the sys level, there's like almost no chance you're going to get an entry back down here. So I was already in at this point, and this went to TP pretty nicely. And I know a bunch of people took this one as well. And that was it. I just had one win for the day during Asia. I was still watching during London, but I didn't see anything I liked. So yeah, this is really nice. I'd say this is A+ for me. Actually, I'd say A-. So we have bullish points of interest engaged. We have a bunch of higher time frame FVGs. There were some bearish ones, as you can see, but we are way overpowered by bullish ones. So for me, it's just like a war between green and red. If I see more green than red, then I'm happy. And they're just 5-minute gaps anyways, compared to like 15, 5, 10-minute gaps. Yeah, clear draw on liquidity is equal highs here, ready to be taken out. The only reason I say A+ and not A- is because, just because of how long this CISD took to confirm. It took like at least 10 candles, and it's like kind of in a choppy manner, you know, it's like it got rejected once, got rejected again, and then finally closed through it. Ideally, in an ideal world, it's like bang, bang, bang. But nonetheless, still a legitimate SysD and still a nice trade, and lots of people won on that one, so we'll take it. A- win. All right, what else we have? Oh yeah. Yeah, so there was nothing during London I was watching. There was just this 1 hour with his POIs, but they never got touched at all. And then there was a setup during New York, but I do not trade New York session anymore because I'm currently in Australia, so New York session is way too late for me. But this was a decent win, a B+ setup, I would say, and something I would take if I was on during New York. Okay, so this is New York, 18th of February, Wednesday, a 9 a.m. candle. So let me mark it up raw dog style. Haven't done that in a while. Okay, so we're watching the 8 p.m. candle. Let's ignore this one. This 8 a.m. candle closes bearishly through this virgin wick and this virgin wick. Bearishly, creating bearish points of interest. Very important to note. So then from 9 a.m., we can go to the 1 minute time frame. Look for the POIs to get engaged. Bang, first one has been engaged. So we can start looking for our entry model. Okay, bit of chop. Second one gets engaged, and we finally tap a bit deeper into some higher time frame FEGs. Then we're just looking for a change in state of delivery, and I believe we get one there. So, do I love this setup? Yeah, like I said before, B+ if I had to rank it. Yes, we tapped into some bearish FEGs, but we are also amongst some bullish FEGs, so it's not the best. And then also, we do not have a clear draw on liquidity. I mean, we do have a clear draw on liquidity. I said that wrong, but it does not give us a high risk reward. So that's like a 1-to-1. So some people only target the draw on liquidity, some people target 2R. I believe this does go to 2R. Yeah. So you do get 2R from this one, but it's not the cleanest trade. Actually, I don't think I would take this. If I saw this in real time, with all these bullish fair value gaps, yeah, I don't think I would take that. That's just, it's too much for me. A- at least. I want to take A- at least, and this is like a B grade setup. But yeah, I think some people took this one, hopefully. Anything else? Yeah, there was nothing else. It was actually honestly one of the quietest days. Not many POIs got engaged. And the thing with slow days is I'll see some people say in the Discord like, oh, it's so sad, no trades this session, or been waiting so long and no setups. But I feel like that's the wrong mindset to have. It's a very greedy mindset. It's like you're approaching the market as if it's going to give you something. The market does not owe you anything. The way I see it is, if the market presents an opportunity, that's great. But if it doesn't, that is also great, because no trades means no money lost. And if you can enforce your discipline to not force trades when there are no A+ setups, then I see that as an absolute win. And it's not something to be sad about, because if you get a bunch of setups but they're not good setups and you lose a bunch of money, that's terrible. That's not what you want at all. So yeah, I think it's important to embrace slow days like yesterday and just chill the fuck out. Yeah. All right. See you next time.